Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and today we're going to be playing some best of one standard. Let me know what you think of this. We are doing best of one. I try to mix up the formats, but in particular, I'm playing a more defined meta deck as opposed to a little bit more of a brew that we normally do. But let me know if you enjoy kind of these meta, more spiky type content, or you want more brews. Really just want to cater the content. But what we have here is an interesting take on Sultai Ultimatum, designed in part for Best of One. Came across my Twitter timeline from Fireshoes retweet. But you're leveraging a Cram Session, one of the new cards from Strixhaven. 2 mana, gain 4, whatever. The intent is to stabilize you early in the game, but it also allows you to have a wish package in Sultai Ultimatum that's not Fae of Wishes. So you can go and get like Environmental Sciences, which helps you get ahead on mana, ensuring you hit your future land drops. Also gains you some more life. You have Containment Breach, which destroys an artifact or enchantment and potentially creating a pest. There's win conditions and fractional summonings. And then there's Introduction to Annihilation, which is just a general, like, kill something in a pinch if you need it. So the deck itself, it is the traditional kind of Sultai Ultimatum. You want to get ahead on mana, killing things early, play Emergent Ultimatum, and then select piles generally. If you do Vorinclex or Professor Onyx, you can deal upwards of 21 damage to your opponent if they have no cards in hand. That ultimates right away. This version is playing Shark Typhoon, so it's got a little bit more game in the first, like in Best of One compared to some of the other versions. So against like rogues or counterspell heavy decks, you could just cycle your Typhoons. You still have your Kioras. This one's playing 1 Gargaroth as another target. We have 2 mainboard escape cards in Clink to Dust and Pelucranos if we're playing rogues. This version here that I saw was playing Behold the Multiverse over Omen of the Sea. So this is something in games we want to see. Does Behold outplay the Omen, or do we want the 2 mana spell that we could blink with Yorion? There's not a huge amount of Yorion value in this deck, having like Yorion itself, but we'll try it out. 3 Wolf Willows, 3 Cultivates as your main ramp package. And then we have direct removal in Eliminate, Heartless Act, Baleful Mastery, and Binding of the Old Gods. And then a split of 3 and 3 sweepers of Shadow's Verdict and Extinction Event. Got a couple Allrens, and that's pretty much the deck. So let's fire it up in some Best of One. See how it goes. We'll play some Ranked. If we're going to go Tryhard deck, let's go Tryhard Rank. Standard Rank, Sultai Ult. Let's play. So as always, if you do enjoy the content, if you can, drop a like, comment, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, it's free. What are you doing? Drop a sub, it's greatly appreciated. We are closing in on 3,000, which is a crazy number, so I appreciate if you can. So this is a hand, we go first. I think this is fine. I'm going to lead on the Swamp first. So this is a hand where Cram Session, if we don't draw naturally our 3rd land, we can use this for Environmental Sciences. I think we still go environmental here. This will let us get a green source. Okay, if this is like Dimir control, then we're in a bit of a rough one. Still think we do this. Just play this out. Could be rogues, but without Luris, but generally with the Foretell cards, you'd assume this is like a Dimir control list. So here, I think we just set up here. If they want to counter the Wolf Willow, they can. If not, so I have a decision here. I could foretell this turn. Can't cast it. Or I could put Yorion in hand to be more mana efficient. I think we're just going to foretell this turn. So this is probably the hardest matchup, as well as rogues. Don't really care about this. We have a time. This just turns on our removal. We've also gained 6 life. So here... I think we're just going to... foretell this and say go. They've also missed a land drop, so we'll try to punish them on their turn. I'll Heartless Act first, and then I'll Behold. Let's take the damage first. So we can get him to tap out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm actually going to do this now. I want to hit land drops. Professor Onyx is interesting. Can't activate that. Bring this to hand. If we could get him to tap out next turn, Professor Onyx will be really good. I don't really want to jam this. I think we're just playing out Yorion. Okay, so that's 2 Saw Comings out of the way. Mystic Subdual won't be doing much. Chances they have another counter. I kind of don't want to crack this just yet because Emergent Ultimatum is 3 green, so then we can't... They're done here. So we were eventually going to get to a point where we could just attrition them out. But we saw like the downside in this game. Like our hand was full of dead cards. But we'll take that. Still 97%ers. But you could see like against a creature deck, we would have been able to control the board quite well. It's just a matter of trying to stick a threat. Okay, we got a numbered gamer here. See how we can do this. This hand is not very good. I love how we play 4 islands and we have 3 in our opener. Opponent goes first. I do have Foretell with this. We don't see a companion, but I can try to draw into Extinction Event. We also have Binding. I think we try to keep this. If we didn't have Behold, this would be a straight kind of mull. But Cultivate fixes our mana if we hit a green. Let's see what opponent's on. Perfect. So play this out. Rakdos, interesting. So really want a green mana here if possible. I think regardless we Behold on their turn. Considering we can't cast okay, double shade, that'll be nice. Especially if we drew the other Extinction Event here. So upside of doing this now is if we draw a Triome, we can play it, but in any case next turn is an Extinction Event turn, so let's just pretend like we have counter spells up. Ooh. Well, opponent's hitting us for 9. Do this. I actually Do I want cram session? It's 4 life gained. We can learn for environmental science. I think we keep this. Also got a Heartless Act, which isn't bad. Just gonna get rid of Wolf Willow here. Perfect. I'm gonna hide the green source right now, just make it look like we're Dimir. I think that was a little aggressive on the opponent's side. Like, if you're seeing Dimir colors, you have to imagine there's an extinction event likely in your future. Perfect. I think we're okay life gain wise, so let's just get ahead on mana this turn. We can just Heartless Act whatever they're playing. I want green and black mana. We can do this the following turn. I think here we're just playing this out. Okay, village rights. I think we're gonna do this. They generally don't have enchantments. I'm worried that they have claims, so this is kind of a liability. Let's just do... This gains us 2 more life, worst case. They have another Rankle. Ooh, that's bad. Actually, we could just Extinction Event, and then if they cast this, we can Heartless Act it. Should have held up the removal. Let's get Triome. Okay, so 1, 2. Yeah, I have enough to do it all. Just gain 2 life. Actually, I probably should have just Yorion to hand and then blink this. That was dumb. That was dumb. So... let's do odd here. Or even. Goldspan gives him mana. I think we want to get rid of the Shade, actually. Because Yorion could just, like, forever block this. I should have done the Yorion blink, though, because they wouldn't have got the food token this way. Okay, wouldn't mind a emergent ultimatum anytime now. Crocs is also annoying. They have 5 cards, so they can escape Croxa back. Yikes, 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 yikes. Shadow's Verdict, Binding, any of our removal spells. Got a lot of good ones. Would appreciate any of them. The best we can give you is a land. So doing this because otherwise we die. If they have a removal spell, we're dead. Yeah, I played that wrong. That turn goes back to the Yori into hand. Yep, we're good. So, edge case here. If we played that differently, would have been okay. But that's where you kind of just gotta like look at all your lines. Maybe better going environment instead of environmental sciences. We go with the fractural, but that's usually like a sack deck. So opponent goes first. This hand's kind of a trap. We don't have any ramp, and we have 2 of the payoffs. I think this hand's fine. I think we put the hold back. So this is going to be cram session for environmental sciences. Get a green source. Go Pelucranos into Shadow's Verdict. I don't have green mana, that's the problem. If I could play this on curve with green mana, I would. I think we're just going to take this turn to gain some life. Could also make a 1/1 here. And then play that out. This gains 2 life, this blocks a 5/5. I think we're doing this, actually. This gives me a blocker for the turn. I don't want to necessarily take 5 damage. We need another blue here. A bit awkward just not having removal right now. That's bad. That's very bad.
Dare you to stop this?
A lot of damage taken there. I think we might be dead. Just with the trample. Too slow of a hand. Because that's 8. We take 2, 4. Because the problem is this is threatening ultimate as well. So that's 8.
Out of our way.
10, 11. Oh, they have it all. Had it all. Jeez. Taking those L's. So thus far, like, I think we might want the Omen instead. Or maybe just another piece of removal. Something like another Baleful Mastery might not be too bad. Or Murderous Rider. Opponent had a pretty good curve there, so Luris means they're rogues. I think we're keeping this. No, am I? We don't have any removal. I think we're mulliganing. Okay, we'll keep this. Putting back Behold the Multiverse. The nice thing is we have the Cling, so we could control our graveyard. We're just doing this and then clinging our graveyard. Okay, that's pretty good. so the decision here is I can cultivate, get ahead on lands. They can play the Luris, but then they can't also Thieves Guild. I have the binding afterwards anyways for it. So I think we're just taking this moment. Killing Thieves Guild Enforcer. Their hand might just be like all removal. Probably go black mana here since this produces red-green. We're just gonna pass the turn. I can draw cards. We can control our graveyard. You don't have to worry as much about milling out with this deck because you're at 80 cards. They don't have the crab draw. They're on disputes. Could have bind. I think we do this. If they want to counter this, I don't really care. Let's get black, green. And then we can hold up Cling next turn. We want to keep under 7 cards so they can into the story. So I'm gonna wait a turn to crack this. I can Yori into hand here because then I still have the mana up for Cling to Dust. Even if they counter it, I don't care. And I can eventually just start throwing out threats. I can also like Cling their creatures. If they want to do 2 Erebos' interventions to get rid of it, I'm fine. I think I value the card right now more than Thieves Guild. We have a lot of removal. Sick. I'm guessing they have like eliminates and stuff, but let's let them have it. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is where the Shark Typhoons in the main help. Okay, so we attacking. We drop Gargara. Say go. Again, don't care too much about Rune Crab. I I can kill it on my turn. I also have the Cling to Dusts. What I want to do is like exile Luris. This is instant. On an ultimatum. Probably go wide. This could be a kill spell. So I'm doing this to try to bait a counter out. Because I can always escape stuff. So I got the negate out of them. Can only escape 5. It doesn't take enough out because I want to be able to Extinction Event. Let's do this. Let's get rid of Luris. I can escape cards. If they block with the Thieves Guild Enforcer. I can make it a 1/1. Do I care? So I can get rid of the Luris. Can get rid of one of my own cards. Makes it harder for them to turn on. Do that. This gets rid of 6 cards out of my library. Still at 48 cards. So there was a decision of getting rid of Luris with the Cling to Dust, but because I have Extinction Events in hand, not as concerned. I also have Baleful Mastery, I have the Yorion Blink. So we have options. You got me, opponent. They're forced to block here. So that suggests to me that everyone don't do that on guard. No point of committing more to the board here. Sure. Draw some cards. Do I have any basics left in my library? We do. Crippling Fear. They have removal for Gargaroth. Yep, you got me. So they can pop that to draw a card. Let's do this. Do I just go Yorion out here? Probably. Because I have this Baleful Mastery. I want to save Binding for when it matters. Still got a lot of win conditions, still 2 emergent ultimatums. So they can sack this to draw a card. I have Baleful Mastery if they try to flash in a blocker here. Okay, so they've gotten rid of the Luris. 41 cards left. Gonna thin out. We still have a Pelucranos in the deck. Opponent's down 2 drowns. We get a land next turn. Down 2 drowns, 1 heartless. We still have 3 Thieves Guild. If we could get Pelucranos, it would be good. Those are 3 very bad cards, so we will take it. Fae of Wishes. What are you gonna get? Fae is definitely an interesting inclusion. I go Ugin. I don't care about your Ugin. At this point, I'm just going to get basics because I value being able to cycle more. Let's see if they go Ugin here. Not gonna lie, would have liked either of those.
Without wisdom is the path of the fool.
So I'm doing this now because if they did have a counter, I want to tap them out.
I will
They They drop Fae down. Don't. We'll just keep killing things. Eventually gonna find our Pelucranos. Or our Professor Onyx. Or any of our, you know, many a cards that we still have left in our library. Looks like Agademes. So we're in a good spot. Like, there was the... Did we hit our Pelucranos? Jeez. You'd think. Oh, you know what? I should have made a wolf here. That was a misplay. Could have had an attacker. $25. That's a big card for them. Kidding me? Pelucranos is going to be like our last card. Hey, finally. We can machine gun down their board. Actually, oh no, the timing wise, because if it had Death Touch, but damage gets prevented anyways, so it doesn't work that way. So they can fade back. They might be looking to get an exile-based removal. I mean, I'm just gonna throw bombs down. Eventually one of these will stick. These ultimatums aren't looking good. Also, like, our 2 time warps are in the bottom, like, 14 cards. I'm gonna fight the Fae. Reason being, this can go get something out of their sideboard, which most likely is like an exile-based removal spell. Next turn I can just fight their board. So they can mill me 3 here. Dig in for an answer. Be another Agademes. Jeez, 2 Agademes. This bounces back to their hand. They search like an exile effect. Might be too slow. We literally have 2 Alrund's Epiphanies in our bottom 5 cards. Wow. They literally pulled it out of their ass. Okay, let's go. I need to do this. And I think I need to... So I can exile one of my own cards. I can play a chance where I only have 3 cards. I could have done fractual, but they might have it. I needed to draw my Elrins there. Yeah. That was a good one. They milled us out. Not seeing like anything to the bottom half, and then them having exactly that fetch line really hurt. But you can't do much about that. Just run one more, see how it goes. Sounds fine. Again, this lets us find potential fixing against mono red. We can gain life. We're effectively gaining 6 life here. We have a quick start. Perfect. Question is, am I killing something into cultivate? I think we are. Not exile something from me. Still at 15. Extinction event gives me another turn. We have binding. So extinction event goes 8, 9, 10. I wipe out odd. That doesn't guarantee me a land, so yeah, I gotta cultivate here. We need green black. Shadow's Verdict off the top one time. Cling to Dust is actually pretty good. Gains me another 3 life. So we're going even here. Can you stop drawing my extinction events? So here I can do this, hit here, do this, get environmental science, just another way to gain life. Back up to 10. Kind of wish I got 1, 2, 3. We're short one. I can Vornclex. I can environmental science. I can all runs. Into potentially a removal spell. So that goes to 12, 6, 8. I'm dead. Takes me to 10. Okay, guys, gotta do this. Cleave no one time. That looks like cleave. Alright, this deck might be a bit too slow. These beholds are just bad. Let's add in more removal. I just don't think these are really pulling their weight. Like that game, we managed to gain some life. I took a chance going with the life gain over the thing. Omen. Let's just go up a third eliminate. Let's try one more. Nothing like the win into 4 straight losses. Playing the Steve Jobs. Opponent goes first. 2 removal spells with a cling. I think in an abstract we keep this. Well, we can attack their graveyard. Can we draw a land? Apparently not. Frustrating one. We don't have true graveyard. We're not playing Elspeth's Nightmare. That's fine. We can eliminate that. Bit scarier. Nothing but the 2 land, have a bunch of removal into not see any of it. Or not draw another land after you cantrip as well. Just whatever. Let's kill this now. It's weird that they're playing out Dranith. If we can draw a land. Like a blue land, it helps. Oh my god, come on, deck. What the hell is this? Gotta kill that. I guess I could have waited a turn. Killed the Dranith this turn. Oh, come on! just for the time being. Our deck's like 36 lands. You're telling me we can't draw another land? I want to end on a good note. Or at least an interesting match. Like, that hand is a super reasonable keep. Against Luris, we just want to be all removal. Doing this now just in case the off chance they mill us. See, this is a faster start from Rogues that they're going to apply pressure to us. In the abstract, that presents more. Actually, that's annoying. It's 3 points. Let's just go green here. Trying to make them react on their turn. Doing this upkeep. So they get into the story. Full price of 1 mine's not bad. But we kind of ran out of gas and they got a full hand here. And we've literally drawn nothing but lands. Absolute delight. It's highly unlikely we resolve anything at this point. This basically is just an attacker that can, for free, replace itself. The blue source here. Green, 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 blue, blue, black. So we need to do this on black. I think we're just passing the turn. I guess that's bad because I don't force them to actually counter and they just get into the story for free. Would love to hit like my Pelucranos or my Cling to Dusts. No value time. They probably have removal, but they don't. Gives me an option. Yep. As expected. I just want to try to get like one more thing off this into the story. We're taking 6 here, or if the Shadow's Verdict. It's unlikely it's going to resolve. disappointing showing for the deck. We've also not drawn really anything other than lands. Alright. Well, that's the deck. Best of one, you're going to get these variances, so I'd say powerful in elements, but you're probably better off as a best of three deck with this, to be honest. I think just going linear and best of one is still the best way. Not have dead cards, just try to kill your opponent. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great one, and we'll catch you next time.